He is currently Vice President Education of Professionally Speaking Singles Toastmaster. I heard us acronym in the background there. He's been a member of Toastmasters for just under a year, and he'll be speaking from the Competent Communication Manual, Project number 7, Research Your Subject. Please welcome Bryce.
Today I'm going to talk to you about a topic that I'm going to talk to you about an experience that I had that was one of the most life-changing and profound experiences that I've ever had. This experience did more to change my perspective of the world we live in than anything else prior. Toastmaster, members, and honorary guests, good morning. I've got a buddy that I've known since the 3rd grade. Tony Lazary. Now, Tony is the kind of guy that does nothing by the book. He's one of the most free-spirited, free-minded thinkers that I know. And it's because of Tony that I have had 2 experiences in my life that have changed me to the core. The first experience is when he inspired me to take a backpacking trip around Europe with no reservations, no itinerary, no friends. Just my backpack, myself, and whatever I could put in it. So for the next 3 months I went to 8 different countries, and my eyes were open to new ideas and experiences and cultures that I never would have gotten back home. You see, that was a trip of a lifetime. But as amazing as that trip was, it still was not as amazing as the next. See, the next thing that Tony inspired me to do is to sit for 10 days in complete silence at a meditation retreat. So let me set the stage for you, because Tony didn't give me a whole lot of information about what to expect when I went. All I knew is that he had gone and come back a changed person. So what I'll do is I'll describe what I walked into in day 1. The first thing they want you to do is check all your belongings at the door. They want you to have no cell phone, laptop, iPod, books, or beliefs. Nothing. They want you to have no distractions and no expectations whatsoever. Talk about a mind trip. I mean, no beliefs? I don't even know how to wrap my mind around the concept of checking a belief at the door. So the way they have the retreat set up is every day's schedule is identical. You start off at 4:30 a.m. in the morning with a 2-hour meditation. And then throughout the day you have 10 hours of meditating where it's lights out at 9:30 p.m. So over those meditation hours, some of them have audio instructions, and there's a 1-hour video at the end of the night for more instructions. And the crazy thing is that the entire time you're there, they want you not to talk to, or have eye contact with, or communicate with anybody for the entire 10 days. Now on day 11, they lift the silence and you can talk. But until then, you are to focus completely on yourself as if you're the only one there. So you talk about, wow. This is what you walk into and you discover in the orientation when you first get there. So I gotta say I was a little bit nervous about moving forward. But I was also intrigued. You see, I had never had an experience like this before. This was going to be life-changing. So I'm going to take a step back now just a tad, and we're going to talk about meditation and what that is. So the meditation is the act of clearing your mind and focusing your attention on one thing. Now that one thing can be anything, from an image to a picture or a person or a word or a phrase, anything. So in the case of this retreat, that one thing was your breath. And so what they wanted you to do was close your eyes, clear your thoughts, and just breathe. Sounds pretty simple, right? I guarantee you it was anything but simple. Those first 2 days were the most challenging of that retreat. Because you see, our mind is in the habit pattern of just bouncing all over the place, and it is intractable. It does not want to change that habit pattern. So what you do is you sit there and you breathe. And then your mind is off on a thought over here, and then this thought, and then this thought. It's everywhere like a monkey swinging through the trees. It is impossible to battle. You're fighting this battle of constantly bringing it back. And then it takes off, and then you bring it back. It's a battle that goes on for 2 days. But on that third day, something special happens. And what happens is your mind starts to behave. You see, it's like a bucket of water. And if at the bottom of that bucket of water is a bunch of dirt, you stir that up and you get it all chaotic and muddy and murky and swirling around, that is what your mind is like. But if you set that bucket down and you let it sit there for 2 days, all that dirt and silt starts to settle at the bottom, and that water becomes crystal clear and very calm. That is what happens to your mind. So, it is a very cool thing. And I'll tell you, in that moment is a beautiful feeling. Because in that moment, I felt more present and more in the here and now than ever before. My mind was not thinking about tomorrow, and it was not thinking about yesterday. It was present, and it was calm, and it was focused. That was a cool feeling. I felt more connected in that moment to everything around me. Colors were more vivid, and my senses were heightened because my mind was calm. So I'll tell you, I went to learn how to meditate, but came back with so much more. Because in the experiences that I had over those 10 days, I learned about the origins of our feelings and our emotions, our thoughts and ideas. I learned that the physical nature of all living beings in this universe is that we are all connected and that we all come from the same source. You see, I had a spiritual awakening while I was there where a blanket was lifted off my eyes. And the crazy thing is that it took 10 days of focusing inward and examining what's going on inside for me to have a deeper understanding of the world around me and the people living in it. So if ever you have an opportunity to sit for 10 days in silence, I want you not to just to say yes, but say, hell yes. Toastmaster?
Thank you, Bryce. Oh, good messages. I was ready to just close my eyes and breathe. In my current state, I'd fall asleep.